Hey guys, this is Kim Hartz, and I want to give you a quick studio tour today to show you my home studio, where I work and how I shoot, and to show you kind of, you don't need a ton of space and all that good stuff, but what you should have in your studio if you're having clients come. So just to let you know, so my studio is located in my home, and I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna flip this screen around and show you pretty quick what all I have in here, as well as the view clients have when they come in here. So let me just figure this out, flip it. Okay, so here is what you see right when you come in my studio. My studio is located in my home, and I like to keep it here because having a home studio is really great when it comes to overhead, but also it's really easy to kind of fit in flexibility in your life as well. So I'll just kind of give you the full overview, just a 360 view. There's my backyard. Show you, got some stuff on the walls. I have one back room. So I'll just kind of give you the full overview. So first I kind of want to show you where I shoot. So I shoot right here. So right when people walk in the door, you can see it right there. That's my shooting space. So it's really not that big. I do have mounted backdrops you can see. There's my main light that I use. Of course, it's not in the position that I would normally use it. I have also sometimes use seamless paper. You can see that's still up. And I have a second light on a boom stand right there that you can see. I don't always have it on the boom stand, but that's just where it is today. So let me just show you, just kind of like, here it is. So it's really not a ton of space. Like, I'm back where I normally shoot. Not a ton of space, but for what I'm trying to do with dog portraiture and newborns, I don't need a ton of space. And I think that's really important to know when you're thinking about doing a home studio. Like, I've seen some people photograph pets in a small space in their living room and in their actual house. Like, I'm very fortunate in that this space is actually separate. So it's at my home, but it's kind of like a garage apartment that I was able to get. So luckily it was here too, I didn't have to build it. So my apologies, my desk is a little messy. So I just want to kind of show you. So this is the desk where people actually sit. They sit right here in these chairs and view their images when they're done. This is also where I hold planning sessions. But you can see my projector up there, and I'll show you over here is where I actually project images. And screens can be super expensive, so this is actually a 40 by, I think it's bigger than a 40 by 60 actually. But it's just a canvas I got at a local art supply store, and it was like 20 bucks. So it works perfectly, and I don't have any issues with it. And always important to have different samples. These are metals that I have placed right behind my desk. People love them, especially men. They always comment on them, and I sell a ton of metals in that actual size. And this is a 15 by 30 size that I have. And here's where I work. I have two monitors, one kind of for client management, the other for editing. And then I have this really nice big canvas you see back here. This is a 36 by 72 inch. And the reason I have one that big is because you always want to have something a little bit bigger that people probably aren't going to necessarily purchase, but they look at it and they think, oh, that's too big, I'll go to the next size down, which then my next size down is over here, right here, and it is a 30 by 40. So think about that. It's very interesting how that works. So this used to be my largest size that I had in here, and people would say, oh, that's too big, let's go a size down, which would be kind of this size right here, there we go, which is a 24 by 30, still wrapped up. But since I added that 36 by 72, people go to this size instead, which is great. So just kind of more laying over here. That's a gallery wall that I put together to show people what they could do with images if they had both a pet and a baby. And this is basically the first year, which, you know, you can offer in a baby plan if you photograph babies. And then we have another little gallery over here. And just having a lot of variety is really, really important. And so let me now take you back here. And this back room is where I used to sell, actually, but I house a lot of my props in here, but it's also where I have a lot of different sizes and things like that that I can show to clients. So I have kind of a faux fireplace here so that people can see, you know, if you have a fireplace, this is the kind of image if you want to put it above your fireplace, how big of an image you need. And this is a 30 by 40. But then I also show them different sizes, different framing options. You can see some of my furniture that I have. I have an issue with props, but I've gotten much better at not getting so many. And then I do some fun encaustic paintings, and this is where I do it. But I need to upgrade that desk a little bit. But you can see here's one of them. So you can kind of see, and I have one out too where I sell. And then just to show you a little bit more, I mean, this room is not very big. And I have, well, that's one of my most popular pieces up there, my square trio. But I have, you know, storage in here. This is where I keep all my little baby props and fun stuff like that. There's a restroom, but then here's another wall showing people, you know, options for displaying their images. So it's really important to have different sizes, different finishes, different framing options. And you know, like over here I have gallery wraps up there. I've got some stuff in the bathroom, and then, oh wait, more props, of course. So, you know, it's like I said, it's not a huge space. So it's just important to get as much bang for your buck out of what you have. And I'll show you this room kind of when you enter again. It's really not a huge room, but I could shoot in here if I wanted to. So just basically utilizing the space as best you can is super important. So it's not gonna be a super long video. Here's one more image. You know, utilize as much space as you can on your walls, wherever you are, and get what you can out of your space. I'm very fortunate to have this space to be able to work out of my own home. But you notice too that I have really made an effort to make it look professional. I apologize, it's a little messy on the desk, but that's my own fault. I was working there earlier and I could have cleaned it up. But make it professional, looking comfortable for your clients, and functional. Those are keys. But I can tell you that having a home studio versus renting, you will save so much money, you'll make more money in the end, and it'll be so much better for you. So it's a quick little studio tour just to give you an idea of where I work and how I've set things up. This is great for pets and newborns and families. I photograph families too. So it works really well for me, and I really enjoy shooting here. Thanks for taking the tour with me today. I hope you enjoyed seeing my studio and where I work and how I work. It works great for me, and I will not go back to a retail space. I know that I still get studio envy when I see these amazing studios, pictures online, or just go to a friend's studio. But I have to remember that it's just so much better for me and the way my life is set up, and also you keep more of what you make. There's a lot of great things about it. And you don't need a huge space. What I have is wonderful, but it's really not as big. Like if you come and you see it, it's one larger room where I shoot and sell in the same room. And then that's about it. I have a back room that's kind of for storage, but my actual shooting space is not huge. So I run into the same problem if I get a ton of dogs in here. I did photograph 8 full-size retrievers in here, and it was tight. But past that, I mean, you have to be really careful. So I still have to work with limitations, like you know everybody does. But I've really loved working here. I'm not gonna move, and it allows me to do what I want to do and have flexibility. So thanks again for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this tour.